game sucks! And just look how 90s it is. All the neon colors and everything, even the board is pink. What the hell? I heard this game is terrible. However, I actually remember liking it. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a hated gem. Oh man, do I go way back with heavy Shreddin. So this was a game that my older brother got for Christmas, I think the same year that I got Snake Rattle and Roll. I remember the trademark bright pink box that sadly we don't have anymore. And I don't remember too much about the game. I know that it was blisteringly balls hard, almost to the point of being unplayable at times. The snowboarding mechanic itself was on an isometric field of view, and you could always get your board wrecked from behind, and the hit detection I remember being wonky, but I also remember the game being a lot of fun. Too hard, huh? Maybe it should be more accessible for you, huh? Maybe they put it in easy mode, since, you know, you're not a real gamer. There was a reason why, when my older brother took his games, this was a game I always wanted to steal back, and one of the few that I never managed to. Which is ironic when you think about it. I mean, Heavy Shreddin, it's not a game many people fondly remember. It's not a game you ever hear about. And it's still to this day like a $5 game. I don't know why I didn't just go buy another one, but that was me. I wanted the childhood versions of the game, which now I have. Sadly, like, the box and manual are gone, but anyways. So yeah, I remember the game being fun. I don't remember too much else. So I actually tried playing this a few years ago when I was just playing on my old NES before I got the AVS, and I just was getting my ass kicked. I thought you were all Sekiro. I didn't realize you were a bitch. So I chalked it up to, oh, I must have done something wrong. I don't know what's going on. So then I sat down the other day to really play it this time, and it's still the first map is a downhill skiing map, and you have stuff like you can jump and you can lean back, you can lean forward, and then when you're leaning back, you can kind of change your angle of direction. When you jump, you can hold one of the directional buttons and it'll do a different trick. One is a kind of a pull back, the other one is where he picks up the front of his ski, another one he kind of does a thing above his head, and then there's a circle. Although the twirl he kind of does automatically when you jump stuff like hay bales. But anyways, I got to the first level, the first exact competition, and it's a 28-second timer, and my goodness, you need all 28 seconds in order to get to the finish line. I finally managed to beat the first level this time, whereas when I played it before, a couple of years ago, I couldn't. You know, I really don't understand what's so hard about this game. You really just have to avoid stuff, jump stuff. I mean, you're probably just not putting the button prompts in right. You know, I know you're pretty much a horrible gamer. You couldn't even play The Legend of Zelda. Clearly, you don't know nothing. And when it got to there, the few times I beat it, it was at 000, even then. And it was just impossible. Then the next level is the slaloms, which wasn't so bad, and then you get into the survival course. Like, after you get past the timed thing, it's not so bad. And you know, and you only have 4 lives, too. That's the other thing, is you have 4 lives until 4 falls or failures or penalties, whatever they're called, until it's game over. So it's really an unforgiving game. I don't know how the hell we played and had so much fun with it, because I legitimately had trouble getting past the first stage. Now, with all the experience I have, I don't know how we did it back then. Who would have thought the neon pink downhill skiing game in a weird isometric perspective that never works is gonna be playing poorly? Well, then again, who would have thought you would be playing it well? That's even more of a conundrum right there. And just the longer I played it, I managed to get to the second run. So the way it is you have 3 courses in each individual run. Now you start on the Poser Peak, to the harder mountain, to like the comic. Oh, they all have funny names, but each one is composed of 3 parts. You have the downhill section, the kind of the slalom section, and then the off-course section. So everyone always has an off-course section, but then the second route has a half-pipe section, a mogul section, and then the off-course, and it repeats 3 times. So there's 6 different tracks, and then 3 versions of the same type of track. The off-course stuff is always the funnest. That's where you get involved with stuff like cliffs and the big openings and the tunnels and stuff, but I just couldn't get anywhere in it. I really couldn't. I could barely get past the first stage and was just hating the game. But luckily, I am using the AVS, and the AVS has built-in Game Genie codes. So I unfortunately had to go and use cheat codes, something I don't like to use. Interesting. The quote-unquote real gamer using cheat codes. Huh. And I put in the slower timer. I put in the 16 lives and then the auto select stage, which thank God I did, because once I got the slower timer, then the timing events were easier. But I don't know how anyone's supposed to do it legitimately. Nah, you just need to get better. 16 lives still isn't barely enough, but allowed me to get through most of the stuff. Ironically, the half pipe sections where you're supposed to do tricks, I don't know if you're supposed to do some, like one trick or else it's failure, but I just managed to do a jump and then down, and then I just stayed there because the isometric view makes it impossible to land stuff. I don't know. It's kind of like playing California games with the skateboard section. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to land anything. To this day, I've never figured it out. Get wrecked, scrub. The mogul section is cool. You have to avoid them or you fall down. Now there's one thing that'll spray you blue, which just makes you blue, which is pretty cool. And I also figured out if you start to wobble, you can actually recover by doing a jump, and he does a little kickflip and recovers. And then to get past some of the bigger mogul sections, you have to hold the tip of your ski. And I was having a good time until it got to the game-breaking stuff that I probably did remember, because I remember you would jump cliffs in the game, and at a certain point, you couldn't jump the cliffs. Same thing on this. You get to these big sections where you have to do a toe grab, and for some reason, the toe grab doesn't work. I've done it over and over again. It works. Well, you're going downhill, it works here, works there, and then it stops working. And there's nothing you can do about it. And so at that point, I used stage select and I moved on to the next stage. So I wasn't able to beat many of the courses because of if they had the open thing like that, it was just, you were done. And then when I got to the final stage, there's a tunnel that I was able to get into. And the tunnel, I thought it was impossible to get in, and it just takes a really fine touch to get in the damn thing. And finally, I managed to get through the tunnel. And you jump the freeway, you jump a house, you have a cliff diving where you have to either hold the button up or down to land it. And then when you get to the big opening in the cliff face, you just die. There's nothing you can do about it, which is really a shame. The music's pretty good. It's nothing to write home about. The opening title song is a little ugh, but the music's pretty catchy. Nothing great, but nothing bad. Nothing like really offensive to the ears. It's a little hard to watch the game because it's so white. It starts to hurt your eyes after a while. I did get pink eye after playing this game, so I wonder if that was part of it. You know, I do have to agree with you. This game is pretty white. It is pretty white. I could probably blend right in. Watch. See? You're watching gameplay footage, but I'm actually here. You just don't know where. I just, you know, I really was having fun until I wasn't, and it definitely hits that itch, but the hit detections is so bad. Once you get past the first two courses, it's impossible to do the slalom because you have to already know where you're going before that. Even if you do, sometimes it'll say you missed a slalom, even when you're right in between it. You'll hit something from behind. It's just the controls are so weird too, so if you pull back and then try to like course correct, then you lose all your speed, you lose your momentum, and just it's not a good game. It's not a good game. I'm sorry. I guess we really just need some more accessibility in these NES games. That's clearly the thing. All the things I like about it, it really does get fun for a time, but if I didn't use those cheat codes, it wouldn't have been fun. And then I looked up, I'm like, there had to be some way. As a kid, there's no way I would have played it if it was this bad. So I looked it up. There is cheat codes for the game. You can have a 99 lives code, and you can have a level select code, and we had to have done that. Had to use cheats to enjoy the game. What a shame. What a shame. It was probably in Nintendo Power back then. We had to have done that because I don't ever remember the timer being a thing. If you have 99 lives, you will eventually get it right. And then the cliff thing is the thing that always screwed us over in the end. So I don't know, maybe it's my copy. I doubt it, because it's if it's a hated or a gem, I'm sorry, this game is hated. As much as I still want to like it, it's hated. So yeah, hated. Heavy Shreddin. Don't play it.